Watch the green disappear. What if I told you a sprawling ancient empire is hiding right under these trees? Look what AI found when it scanned this dense jungle. It strips away the forest like magic, finding forgotten civilizations we never knew existed, leaving only glowing stone behind. Can you imagine being in a jungle so thick that massive ancient secrets stayed hidden away for thousands of years now? Explorers used to wander blindly, chasing legends with nothing but old, dusty maps. It was a total nightmare, just a guy with a compass fighting thick vines. Seriously, ground trekking was totally brutal. Think non-stop sweat, thick mud, and being lunch for every single local mosquito. Most people just gave up because the jungle was literally trying to eat them. Nature was basically saying, "Keep out, this place is off limits for humans today." But everything changed when we stopped hacking through trees and started looking down from way up in outer space. Now, satellites do the heavy lifting, turning wild forests into complex digital data. We finally have a way to fix those not-found gaps in our history. This is the real game changer. A tech that peels away the leaves to find those hidden stone cities. Check out these lasers. They're illuminating mysteries that stayed dark for ages now. Meet the LiDAR drone, your new best friend for finding lost ancient worlds today. The Amazon is basically like a giant green shield. It's so thick you can't even see the forest floor at all. Massive walls are just sitting there, totally covered in moss and forgotten forever. Ancient stones are literally being strangled by tree roots over hundreds of years. For over a millennium, these cities were empty and silent, slowly getting swallowed up by the wild forest around them. Early explorers had no clue what they were actually standing on back then. You can barely see the faces of kings through all those thick vines. To see through the mess, we're using LiDAR to measure distances using light from a fast-moving plane. This plane basically uses a laser spectrum to map the entire hidden landscape. Inside the cockpit, digital screens reveal stuff that's been invisible for centuries now. Millions of light pulses hit the ground every second, creating a digital ghost of what's actually down there. All those colorful dots represent the forest floor without any of the trees. Finally, the light finds a way to show us the truth underneath. It is like a pulse of light finds a tiny gap in the leaves to reach the ground. Think of it like a bat using echoes to find its way around. Every single bounce creates a perfect digital map of the world below us. With one click, we can literally delete the forest and see the bare earth hiding underneath the canopy. All that green vanishes, replaced by a heat map of every ridge and valley. Suddenly, the wireframe skeleton of the Earth shows the real shape of things. Now, scientists can rotate 3D mountains to spot weird bumps that definitely look like they were man-made. High-tech servers process everything at crazy speeds so we can see the data. Every single click brings us closer to finding a massive, lost urban center. That hill you see in the video? LiDAR proves it is actually a perfectly shaped ancient stone pyramid. See those geometric outlines? That is proof humans built something huge right here. The mystery is over as nature fades to show off some incredible architecture. LiDAR gives us the data, but we need an AI brain to scan the maps and find human patterns. Neural networks are basically hunting for human shapes buried deep in the dirt. Machine learning is the hero here, spotting stuff our human eyes just miss. When the AI zooms out, hundreds of red dots pop up, marking thousands of sites we never knew existed. Pixelated data turns crystal clear, like a digital eye finally opening for real. The robot is 99% sure about what the jungle tried to hide. A digital web of roads starts filling the map, connecting all these ruins into one huge, sprawling network. These glowing nodes show us an ancient version of a super busy highway. These stone roads used to carry thousands of people through the deep forest. Researchers are now layering these AI guesses over satellite maps to find the heart of these old cultures. Tablets in the field bring all that AI power right into the jungle. Heat maps show exactly where people lived, distinguishing natural hills from ancient squares. In the misty jungles of Guatemala, everyone thought Tikal was just a small, isolated outpost for the Maya. Now, we are remapping these iconic stone plazas with some mind-blowing digital detail. Every single glyph tells a story about a civilization that was way bigger. New 3D flyovers actually reveal a megalopolis with 60,000 structures that were once buzzing with ancient life. We can finally visualize the busy markets where Mayan kings once ruled everything. Thousands of structures are hiding awesome treasures like jade and ancient art pieces. These long, straight white roads called Sakbi connected everything, making it easy to trade across hundreds of miles. These paths are perfectly straight, proving the Maya were master builders and engineers. Ancient merchants used these routes to reach the center of the great megalopolis. It is mind-blowing. We now think 10 million people lived in a place we thought was mostly empty jungle. Look at that population graph. The density of the Mayan world was totally insane. Looking at the horizon, you can finally see the scale of this empire. Down in the Amazon, those winding rivers are revealing massive cities instead of just small, isolated jungle tribes. We are finding ancient pottery and artifacts deep in the heart of the forest. Jaguars are prowling over land that used to be a super busy world. The Kasarabe culture built these huge earth platforms and canals that stayed hidden under the soil for centuries. These earth pyramids rise from the ground, all connected by really precise canals. These garden cities were a cool way to live perfectly with the environment. These guys were total water experts, building reservoirs to handle the Amazon's crazy floods and dry seasons. Check out these blueprints. Their water systems were actually way ahead of time. They farmed the land perfectly, creating terraces to feed a really massive population. Building these earthworks was a massive job, with thousands of people working together toward a huge common goal. It took a lot of teamwork to build these foundations for their society. The sun sets on these mounds, proving they totally reshaped their entire world. Even with all this cool tech, you still need to get your boots on the ground to verify everything. GPS units lead the way through the thick brush toward the target site. You still need muddy boots and heavy packs to reach these isolated spots. That moment of discovery is honestly electric. A researcher brushes away leaves and finds a perfectly carved stone block. A simple metal trowel proves the lasers were right about the architecture here. Finding a real structure is the ultimate proof that our technology actually works. We measure every wall and sketch every stone to make sure the digital model is actually 100% accurate. These sketches capture all the details of ruins lost for 1,000 years. Photos and measurements turn a digital point into a real piece of history. The whole team celebrates together at the base of a building no one has seen in a millennium. A thumbs up means the AI was right and the city is real. Planting a flag is a huge win for archaeology and human discovery today. We are literally rewriting history books right now because the population numbers for these cultures are just skyrocketing lately. History books are being updated to show a much bigger, busier ancient past. People are totally shocked to hear these civilizations were 10 times larger once. Imagine a bustling city with markets and smoke, where people walked on busy causeways just like we do today. Corn and markets show us a complex economy that really thrived back then. Kids played in these courtyards, surrounded by some of the finest ancient textiles. Zooming out shows thousands of glowing cities, proving that urban sprawl was a global thing even back then. These glowing lines show that humans were always a super connected species, right? These charts prove that ancient societies were just as organized as ours are. The idea that these tribes were primitive is totally busted. These people were master engineers and amazing architects. That simple hut icon is gone, replaced by the reality of real engineering. An architect's compass represents a society that really mastered the ancient city life. This is just the start. Satellites are already scanning the rest of the world, from Africa to Southeast Asia. The globe keeps spinning as the search for the next city starts now. There are still unexplored lands holding massive secrets all over every single continent. Underwater drones are checking out the deep sea for sunken cities that were swallowed up by rising ocean tides. We are seeing silhouettes of Atlanta-style ruins emerging from the deep blue sea. Sonar waves are mapping the floor, looking for those lost coastal city remains. In the desert, AI is scanning under the sand to find temples that have been buried for thousands of years. The Great Pyramids are just a tiny fraction of what's hiding under there. This is the next frontier, where robots and humans explore history together today. Discovery never ends. As one mystery is solved, another pops up. What do you think the machines will find next? Subscribe to join us as we uncover the secrets of our awesome past. What would you find? The screen fades to black as the search continues.